have this amazing adventure planned. So for the next couple of weeks, we're gonna drive from Oslo all the way up to the most northern point on continental Europe, which is the Nordkapp in Norway. Follow along for all the adventures that I planned for this trip. It's gonna be a lot of hiking involved, a lot of beautiful nature sites, everything that Norway has to offer, and probably more. Because we're traveling in September, I have a sense that we're gonna also see the northern lights. Come on, enjoy the journey. Tell you a couple of things about our road trip. We don't plan on visiting a lot of cities because we've been to Norway before, and during that road trip we visited, actually I have it on my blog, we've seen Trondheim, Bergen, Stavanger and a bit of Oslo, so we're not going to do that because now our main purpose is to drive all the way up to the Nordkapp in Norway. If you want to come to Norway and visit and go hiking, stuff like that, of course you can plan your trip around the main cities close to your hiking starting point, and then there are some like buses and ferries to get you there. They're very well organized. But if you want to do like more events, like you want to see a lot and you want to plan for seal road trip, then you will either have to drive here your own car from your country if you're from Europe, or if not, you will have to rent a car, and that's going to be expensive. You might consider camping or sleeping in the car, or rent a camper. A lot of people do it. You see campers everywhere like here, but you have to be aware that parkings can be expensive, especially if you go in cities. Even the starting point for hikes, they're like 20 euros or more. Crazy. Now we're gonna visit the Fram museum in Oslo, and then we're gonna drive all the way to Kristiansand in the south part of Norway. Why? Because there's a short drive and it's gonna get us closer to our hike in 2 days from now. Let's see some boats that they use to explore the Pacific. So I have to say that it's actually really impressive on board of this ship that made it both to the south and then to the North Pole.
My dad used to tell me about Amundsen and Nansen. I guess they were kind of like rock stars at some point, really famous people, so it's very interesting to be here.
Okay, so the next logical question is, why would someone do this? Like build all kinds of weird rafts and boats?
So basically from what I read, Thor believed that people from Egypt had traveled to South America using this kind of boat, and he wanted to prove that it was possible. And on his first expedition, he wanted to prove that people from South America had traveled to Polynesia. And new discoveries show that it's quite possible that he was right.
Okay, wow. What do we have here? We have a fortress. I'm gonna show you. If you don't know a lot about the history of Norway, Sweden, Denmark, well, they have quite a lot of history together, mostly fighting, but that's how things were back then. All in all, I would say that this city, Kristiansand, looks quite similar to Denmark, right? Like the architecture and everything, the city, I think it's quite familiar and similar after being to Denmark.
I've been to Denmark too.
I don't know, it's just really well organized. Edward, that was your first encounter as a driver with sheep.
With wild animals, yeah. Well, turned out okay, but I hope I won't have too many. I've heard that, it's bears you have to worry about in Romania. So.
We found another beautiful, beautiful spot. It's just simply amazing. Like the sun came out and look at it. It's gorgeous. We arrived in Lysebotn, which is basically the only settlement close to the starting point to the Kjerag hike. it's important to book your room in advance. Today we're gonna hike all the way up to Kjerag, one of the most famous hikes in Norway. This is the hike where a giant rock stands between two cliffs at a height of 1 kilometer above the sea level. But today we have a rather cloudy day and we have a 100% chance of rain. We need to drive all the way up there and there's a parking there. Come on, Aurora, we need to go. The hike, the mountain, the nature awaits us. So it's 9:30, we made it to the car park. It's 30 euros for the day, doesn't matter how many hours you stay here. Apparently it's gonna be terrible, but you know, if you wear the right clothes, you should be okay. Yeah. Hiking on a rainy day. Round trip should take us around, I don't know, 6 hours. The thing is that these rocks are slippery. After 2 p.m. it will get really bad, so we are trying to hurry, so I don't have that much time to film everything or, you know, take a lot of pictures, but I think you get the idea. So it's totally doable, but it really depends on the weather, the wind, the rain, and your fitness level. So if you're used to this kind of trekking, then you're gonna move faster. If you're not used to it, then you're gonna go slow. If you're not used to do any running or stuff, you will find it impossible. I have to say, it's so windy and so wet. My shoes are wet. So we made it to the Lysebotn, the famous rock stuck between two cliffs here in Norway. Is one of their most famous hikes. This is the rock right there. That's the rock. And this is the big 900 meters of nothingness till the ground. So if you step on the rock, you're gonna be just, you know, on a tiny rock, almost 1,000 meters up from the sea level. The water, it's enough, but the wind, it's crazy.
Julia.
Yay, we made it! That we're still alive! Oh my god! I was shaking and my legs open. You made it! You climbed on the rock, Edward. Do you feel much braver now?
Yes, it's a combination of bravery and wetness. I found that I usually come together. My underwear is good. And not for reasons you might expect. Footage of an actual mountain climber.
This is me. This is how I look after this amazing, beautiful hike. Are you filming this?
Wow.
I think this is
It's dripping. You have a lake inside it.
yeah. I don't recommend it outside the weather.
Yeah, I've saved your time.
Okay, we'll film more at the hotel. This is just out of time. Wait. So we made it back to the hotel. I have to say that my hands are freezing, were freezing, and are super swollen. And also my feet, because we were basically hiking for at least 2/3 of the hike in soaked wet boots. It will probably come off at some point, so it's traumatized. It's really, really painful. One of the strongest winds ever.
It was a lot of fun. It's really beautiful up there. Where like the rain actually stung, just because it was coming, like the wind was just like blowing it so hard.
Yeah.
At some point I thought it was like gravel.
It's so windy, it's scary. But on a sunny day, I think it's a moderate hike.
But are you proud that you took the step onto the rock? Even though it was kind of windy and rain. That was the part that scared me. Like, obviously, you have all this, like 1 kilometer until you hit the ground. That's kind of scary. But if it's not windy and stuff, I think you can get up on it. But we just, I guess we stood on our bums on it because it was.
I was just crawling on it because it was so windy. I was afraid that if I move more than I did, I was going to see the other side. Really, really scary. I did not look down at all. Yeah, we did it, and we stepped on the rock.
Now we know we can do just about anything.
Yeah. There's a ferry a couple of times a day, depends on the day, and we're waiting for the one in the morning at 7. And you have to pre-book this ferry to go all the way to Stavanger, where there are some stops on the way. We're gonna stop a bit before Stavanger, continue our drive from there. The other option would have been to drive around the mountain, but it's just very long. It would have taken us half a day, so this was the right choice. And the ferry actually is only 35 euros for a car driver and a passenger. This is the passenger. His name is Edward, and he's not very happy in the morning. Thank you for following along our Norwegian adventure. We are 4 days in, and I feel like my body is about to collapse. Good thing I planned all the hiking in such a short time. Today I was planning to hike the Pulpit Rock, which is another famous and easy hike in Norway. Initially the plan was to take the ferry in the morning and arrive close to the Preikestolen. We will arrive at around 9, but if the weather is like this, I don't see a point in doing the hike because I'm still in really big pain. The weather forecast says that it's gonna rain for the entire week. Will we be able to do the Pulpit Rock hike today, Edward?
I don't know. Wait.
Yesterday we hiked somewhere up there.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like a big thing, but you do it.
Yes, it is.
You do it in a storm.
If you have the chance to take the ferry, I guarantee you that it's absolutely superb. It's stunning and also really windy. But, look at this.
This is the starting point for our second hike, which is the hike to the Pulpit Rock, or the Preikestolen. We booked a hotel here, so you have to pre-book this, especially during the summer. It's really crowded here because it's one of their most popular hikes, and it's also one of the shortest. It's like 4 hours round trip. Here it's raining again. Luckily I found some clothes that are still dry. Eddie rented some boots because his boots are still wet from yesterday, from the Kjerag hike. So there's a renting place. They have boots and rain jackets and everything you need. So today is not as rainy as yesterday, but it's still very wet. At some point we're gonna get wet, so that's why we try to move as fast as possible. And it's a bit soliciting on my knees. I have bad knees. That's it. Amazing views, amazing weather for hiking this amazing hike in Norway, the Pulpit, the most famous hikes I know. So we made it. This is the awesome view. I think it's there. The weather is the weather is very poor. Right there where you cannot see anything, there's a Lysebotn. We just passed by it with this ferry this morning. And yeah, we couldn't see the rock from the ferry, so it's chocolate keeping you alive.
What I do is I climb the highest mountains. I, sail across the deepest sea to eat chocolate. I don't care. Proud.
The Norwegian chocolate, yes. They say it's good.
It's not bad.
Beautiful, beautiful one. It's almost not raining at all.
We made it, Edward! Yay! Let's go work.
It was much easier than yesterday, but then of course it wasn't, there wasn't a storm outside. So. Yeah, but it's a really beautiful hike, even if you don't see a lot from the cliff if it's foggy outside. The real question now is if we'll have enough energy to actually do the longest one, which takes 12 hours.
So today we are hiking again. Today we also drove from Preikestolen to Oda, which is the closest city to Trolltunga, which we're gonna do tomorrow. I also found a really nice hike next to the city, like 5 kilometers away from the center of the town, Bren. The parking lot is 185 crowns, which is like 19 euros. There's a glacier right there. So it should take us around 3 hours or less. The Forjefona glacier, and this is the Buar. I gave you the 3rd largest glacier in Norway. Eddie is in complete awe and he cannot say anything.
It's blue.
Good morning. So today is our 4th day of hiking. Today we're gonna hike the famous Trolltunga. Also the weather forecast, as for the 4th hike to this week, it's rainy. So it's like rainy bingo at this point. So we made it to the 3rd parking. We have this view. Almost 8 left. What's cool about this hike is that you can see the 3rd largest glacier in Norway, and this is one where yesterday we hiked. We saw part of the glacier, but here you can see just how big it is. It has like a wonderful view of the glacier. So
Piece of cake. Just Sunday walk.
we're almost there. I think this is the last kilometer or so. It's not raining, but it's snowing, so at least we're not getting that wet. 1 kilometer left. We're almost there. And we survived the cold and the rain and everything that was to endure. Made it to the famous Trolltunga. Was it hard?
It was average. It was a bit harder than the first one.
I don't think it was hard. I think it was a bit challenging at first.
Got
I'm fine.
But all in all, I would say moderate.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's less frightening than the others. It's still really frightening.
Rising up, see the challenge of your rivals. And alas, no survivor talks his play in the night. And he is watching us all with the eye of the tiger.
We made it back after 7 hours. Eddie's having a
Celebratory beer.
yes. I'm guessing that today people were a bit discouraged on doing the hike because, you know, not the greatest weather.
It was
Take
probably
pictures.
the
and
best
it was
weather of any hike we had. We've been hiking for the last 4 days,
Well,
and
to-
it's rained horribly in all 3. And this one, it rained a bit, but it mostly snowed. So it was actually better because the snow generally bounces off your clothes.
my toes are in deep pain.
Trolltunga has like a few troll tongues, and I went like below to one of the ones that people didn't go to, and
Yeah.
I dangled from it. You're not supposed to do that, but I like to live dangerously, and that's what I did.
I'm just filming life on the go. How it feels to be truly nomadic. But when you have money for an apartment in Norway.
Yeah, I feel less nomadic now that I have clean clothes.
This was the place. We had a good time here. We washed our clothes. Hope Eddie got everything. Diamante. Edward, apples.
They look pretty tasty, and it's not it's self-serve, but you should pay for it too. I can't wait for this to be introduced in my home city.
You can pay via Vipps, which is a Norwegian payment app, or cash. They also have a box.
I wonder if in Bucharest this would last 5 or 10 minutes, and people don't even like apples over there. It's, you know, if you have something that's not nailed down or guarded heavily, it's gonna get stolen. believe you me. And there are a bunch of these.
Yeah.
I don't know if you mentioned, but this is like the 10th we've seen on the road, just because they have like orchard trees. Orchard trees in the mountains where little grows and they don't even have it locked up. Talk about that.
So today, Edward wants to steal my seat as a driver. Get off.
I want to drive.
Yeah, not today. So today we started our day in Odda. We were so tired yesterday. I was so tired after the Trolltunga hike, the Trolltunga hike, which took us 7 hours almost. But I slept for at least 13 hours, maybe 15 hours. I don't know. I was super tired. We don't know where we are going to stay tonight. We just know that we want to reach Tromsø or north part of Norway as soon as possible, but obviously that's not doable in one day. Maybe 3, but even 3 sounds really optimistic. That's how big Norway is. And today we're trying to find a place to stay. We're just gonna drive to Tromsø. We're not gonna reach Tromsø, it's like 10 hours away from here. And we saw this fruit cabins, I don't know, stalls along the way. Nobody's guarding them and people are just relying on people's honesty to pay for their fruits, for their apples, and I find that to be amazing. I come from a country in which something like this would never work, unfortunately.
We're proud thieves, to be honest. Julia, why are you crying?
Because we're in this bridge, which is just beautiful, and it's just 12 euros to cross it. And I had no intention in paying extra. I just want to go across it.
There's no way to bypass it.
No, sometimes the road just goes someplace, and then you're in a tunnel, and then by no choice of your own, you're on this beautiful, magnificent bridge. Oh my god. And now we are in a tunnel again. I don't know, man. These Norwegian people are just building and building, and then, you know, they need to make up for their investment, so they just put fees like road tolls on everything till they get the money back, and it's like 10 euros, 12 euros, 7 euros, 2 euros, you know, all the time. And there's no way like going around it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
And now we're in a tunnel which again has a round in it. Please film this, because this I think is just, you know, amazing. Like, have you ever seen a tunnel with a roundabout? Because I haven't. But here in Norway they don't have just one. They have it like scattered all over, everywhere. And the blue lights, so you don't get, you know, bored. Oh my god, these people are so civilized, but the price of civilization is just, you know, getting to you at some point. You need to get things out. Sorry. So what else to do today? So since we passed Fram, which is the famous city in Norway that you should visit and take a cruise on, because it's one of their most famous fjords, and it takes 2 hours and everything. Yeah, we did that before. So well, we decided to visit this viewpoint, Stagestein viewpoint, which offers a wonderful, stunning view actually of the fjord. Right now we are on Tindervegen, which is you know, Norway has a bunch of roads, but most of them are quite touristic because there are no highways, so they're either tunnels or over the mountains. So this is one of the mountain roads, and it's quite spectacular. But there's still a lot of tourists, so it's mid-September and you can still see caravans and campers and all kinds of cars. What I really love about the Norwegian roads is that they always make sure they build lots of like small parking spaces on the side, so if you need to stop or just need to stop for, you know, taking pictures or even camping or for a picnic or whatever, you can find such places like this. It's just by the road.
You can also find a lot of sheep.
They might attack you as well.
Yes, if they think you have food towards
But
you.
don't feed the sheep. We saw signs about it.
You often need to stop the car and gently chase the sheep away.
90 crowns. It's 9 euros to drive on this road. Thank you, Edward, for your kindness. Nothing is free. Okay, it's good. We can drive now. We've been granted this awesome. So I don't know if you know, but in Norway you will find quite a few stave churches. And this is one of them. So we made it to Lom, which has a famous stave church. Inside, what we saw on Google Photos, it looks beautiful. It has a lot of paintings. Most of the other churches that we've seen don't have a lot of paintings inside because, they're really old. They're like from the 12th or 13th century. If you have the chance, visit at least one. There used to be thousands, but right now I think there are like 20 something left in Norway. And it's really cold and windy, so let's find ourselves a hotel because it's like 5 degrees outside. Woo. As we are driving north, we just found this awesome road. This awesome view, like everywhere, and we decided to stop and lift off the drone. Let's see what we can get. Awesome. Surprise, surprise! We made it to the Arctic Circle. As we are driving more north, actually, we are approaching one of the coldest parts of Norway and probably Europe. Quite a large part of the country is within the Arctic Circle. What's interesting about this is that Norway is one of the only 7 countries that are within the Arctic Circle.
This is very close to a desert because nothing really grows except for this little bushes.
Bushes, yes.
But it looks pretty pretty because all the bushes are in different colors. I guess it's autumn right now, so it looks quite beautiful.
This Arctic Circle Center, which is basically some sort of visitor center where you can just, go inside, have a snack, buy some souvenirs, the touristic things to do. And also, you can also send a postcard. And from what we read, they will put a special stamp on your postcard with the Arctic Circle. This marks another milestone in our Nordic road trip to reach the most northern point in Norway and in Europe. We're not faking it. It's already quite cold, not really cold. We shall drive more today. Hopefully get to Bodø. So welcome to Bodø, Edward. This is a place that we're gonna spend the night, and tomorrow we're gonna take a ferry to take us to the Lofoten Islands. I'm very tired today. We drove for like 7 hours, which is, forever in Norway. Lofoten might be a bit more pricey than what we are used to. I don't know what that means. So we're going to the Lofoten Islands and we're taking this ferry from Bodø to Moskenes, and the ferry takes around 3 hours and 15 minutes. Have to arrive here like 45 minutes before, but I do recommend that you book this prior to the day of your departure because it can get quite crazy and crowded and you might not have enough room on the ferry. Now I have to save up my money because I just booked a very expensive fishing cabin, but it has great views. We got a discount. It was 330 euros for 2 nights. So yeah, we have to save on the other stuff like food, so we're gonna just have to eat everything we have left. Norway is exquisite. It was 100 euros for the 2 of us in the car. Good thing I pre-booked it. then we found a fish burger. It's not bad. Comes with fries. It's like 19 euros, but it's good. It's not herring, of course. What can you do? It's good. It's 9:30 and we made it to Lofoten. We found this lovely fisherman's hut. The Aurora forecast says that tonight we might be able to see it if the sky is clear, very clear.
Everything just looks really beautiful. So it's like the set of a movie, so I guess people like it. Even if you're Norwegian and you've seen this before, I see no reason why you wouldn't like it.
It's like authentic for this place.
And I read that this is the place where like Norwegians try to spend their holiday. But it's so pretty here that you get used to it. I guess you kind of miss it when you're gone. Because I felt it when we were here first time and we went back to Sweden, which is also really beautiful. But there's something very distinctive about Norway and the geography and the air and everything. It's really cool.
This is our amazing place here in A. We are staying at Ahama Robur, which is a traditional type of seasonal house used by fishermen. The building is constructed on land but close to the sea, allowing easy access to vessels. The style is most common on Lofoten, which is it has a modern bathroom with heated floor, hot water, shower, toilet. So that's kind of cool. We have this outdoor area, which is kind of cool. It's not exactly high season, it's mid of September. The sun is smiling back at us, I have to say. It's quite nice, although they're like 10 degrees. But it's not windy. This entire area and everything is now turned touristy. That's our place. It's really, really nice, and everybody's just taking pictures of these places. And you can go hiking across the mountains.
I can't get over how beautiful it is here. I'm really upset about the smell. You can't smell anything, fishy. I read that there was so much codfish here that you could always smell it because it was drying. But there's nothing here. So we're on the lookout for codfish, dried codfish. And apparently this is what Lofoten is built on. The economy is built on codfish.
It's another day in Lofoten, and unlike yesterday, today we're having absolutely dreadful weather. You cannot see a thing. It's like stormy, windy and rainy, and I'm really glad that I got the drone up yesterday and take a few videos. And I think the most important and beautiful attraction of the islands is the road itself and the views that you get from the road. Of course, there are hikes as well and viewing points, and it's simply stunning, but on a day like this it won't matter as much.
The thing I've kind of learned about Vikings since we came here is that apart from going on their famous trips, and I guess there was some raping and pillaging, there was less of that than we think. And I think people actually lived quite similar to the way that people live here now. Most of them were fishermen. Some of them that could do it were doing agriculture. They were trading with each other. Life was kind of hard, especially because of the harsh climate. And fish was very valuable.
The rain stopped and Edward decided to take me for a evening walk by the sea. We have this beautiful, amazing view from our apartment. So good morning from our lovely apartment from Henningsvær, something like that. So this is a famous island from Lofoten Islands, which has the football pitch on tiny island. I don't know, like the photo from the drone is absolutely spectacular, but you have to be really lucky with the weather to get out to the drone and take that picture. And today it's not as rainy as yesterday, but it is still a bit windy and cloudy. The plan for today to continue our Nordic road trip to the Nordkapp. The thing is that tonight and tomorrow night there will be a lot of activity for the Aurora, the Northern Lights. We don't get that much activity during September. Eddie suggested that maybe would be better to try and chase the Aurora tonight. So we're gonna drive actually to Sweden today because we are really close to Abisko, which is I don't know, the internet says that is one of the best places in the entire world to see the Aurora. Like, what is this place? I mean, even on a rainy day, it's just wonderful. So this is another reason to come visit northern Norway in September. Like, the colors are insane. So we made it to Abisko, which is one tiny village, if you can call it that. Most of it is made out of hotels and hostels, and you know, they have one supermarket. It's one of the best places in the world to watch the Northern Lights. I think we do stand a real chance to witness beautiful, beautiful Aurora later today. Okay, so our Aurora mission is starting right now. The bad news is that it's cloudy outside, but my forecast says that it's a really high activity right now. Aurora chasing experience is not exactly what we were expecting. Operation Aurora chasing was not a success, unfortunately. Abisko, which is a world famous spot in northern Sweden for watching Aurora, is not exactly what we were expecting. It's worth remembering that if you're chasing the Northern Lights, you might need more than one day, and even if the forecast says that it would be high activity for the Aurora, there's also a huge chance that you're not gonna see it because it's just simply cloudy, and even if it's just partially cloudy, you can still miss it. Good morning from Abisko, and this is our lovely hostel room, which displays beautiful pictures of the Aurora, which, by the way, we did not get to see last night, unfortunately. It was a good plan, solid plan, but it did not work out for us because it was cloudy in most of northern Scandinavia, actually. So today we resume our plan and adventure to reach the Nordkapp in Norway. From this point to the Nordkapp there are like more than 10 hours driving, but we're just gonna stop on the way there. We're just gonna visit Tromsø for a couple of hours, then stay in an apartment on the way to the Nordkapp, and then tomorrow resume driving and hopefully reach it, and probably will stay around the Nordkapp. There are some villages in the middle of nowhere, and then our mission will be completed after I don't know how many days. So we're almost here, this close.
From what I know, the Sami are an indigenous people of Northern Europe. Most of them live in Norway. They're a minority, but a rather large one. And they have certain customs, like the way they live and the way that they, tend to reindeers, I think. And this is a shop with things related to them.
Look at George, only 573 kilometers to the Nordkapp.
If only we had a tank. Close.
We made it to Tromsø. It's quite cloudy. We're gonna try to visit Tromsø for a couple of hours till it gets dark. And then we'll find a place. We still haven't booked anything. So of course we could not leave Tromsø without seeing this very interesting looking church called the Cathedral of Tromsø. And the views from this place are actually beautiful. As you can see, this beautiful bridge and the entire city and the mountains all over. We've passed Alta, which is the last big city on the way to the Nordkapp in Norway. I think we have entered the Sami territory, the people inhabiting this land since forever. But then there's nothing taller than 2 meters is growing here. What amazes me is that they do have a really good road. So I think Norwegians take quite seriously their commitment to build great infrastructure. We've been driving for 6.5 hours now. Have I told you that? Like, my entire body is like stiff. We almost made it. So we arrived in Skogsvåg, which is a really tiny settlement. So there are like a few different campings for people coming to the North Cape in Norway. We decided to stay another night at this camp, North Cape base camp. I'm extremely exhausted after this really long road trip to the North Cape. And today it's supposed to be sunny. Well, it's not really yet, but it's still 10:30, so it's really early. We still have a lot of chances to see the sky clearing up. It's quite windy. I'm gonna drive to the actual North Cape because this camping site is like 15 kilometers away or so. Oh my god, I think they're asking us for money. Although there's nothing here.
So today, 25th of September, we finally made it to our destination, which is the North Cape.
So I have to say it's really windy.
We made it.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of both of us, yeah.
This was our Norwegian road trip. After 2 weeks of traveling to in Norway, we made it to the North Cape yesterday, which was amazing. We were blessed with beautiful weather. Then after, well, it was a very windy situation.
It was blowing me over.
Yeah, but it's, like the edge of the world right there is basically where the Arctic Ocean starts. It's a cliff which is 300 meters above the sea, the ocean. So yeah, it's very windy, so you should better equip yourself with everything. And that's a recommendation for your entire road trip. And
you don't just
Norway,
go to Scandinavia
yeah,
without experiencing a bit of bad weather.
like 4th of August, and I had to put another layer on, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Yeah, they're not like super thick, but layers make you comfy in Norway. Yeah.
It's regardless of the season, and a bit of good weather too, because as you can see the sun smiling on my face. It's later September.
Yeah.
Stunning.
So yesterday we were blessed with clear skies, and we were blessed with the beautiful Aurora, which was basically the cherry on top. And it was a very long but very nice experience in the end, and very rewarding. I have to say that I still have a black toe from the hikes. Actually, I got this on the first hike, which was like more than 1 week ago, and then it got worse on the next 3 hikes. Yeah, this is from the Kjerag one, which we had, like, the weather there was just, hellish.
Yeah, it ends up being a bit challenging, because everything about Norway is about nature, really. So it's all hikes and doing adventure stuff, and I bet if it's summer you can do a lot of stuff on the water. If it's winter you can do winter sports. So it's gonna take up a bit of energy,
Yeah, so totally worth it. Would you do it again?
I'm afraid to tell you that I'm actually kind of sad about leaving this place, because it is maybe the nicest place I've ever been to, all things considered.
Okay, yeah. It was a challenging trip. I'm gonna write a blog with all the things we've done and how to plan. Like, the hiking requires some planning, because you have to start from a specific point on a specific hour, and you have to plan the parking, you have to plan a lot of stuff, the ferries. So yeah, I'm gonna write about that, give you all the details, where to look, where to book, all the links, and where to stay, and all the greatest tips. Because yeah, coming for the first time, things will be a bit confusing till you get used to how things work around here, but it's generally very easy. Norwegians, as you said, very friendly people, very easygoing. Everything works as it's supposed to.
And generally speaking, they lead, I guess that's the thing that Eastern Europeans kind of envy them for. They seem to lead pretty or very balanced lives.
Yeah.
Obviously nature is such a big part of it, but everything else as well. I mean, usually they're pretty well-to-do, but they're still like simple folk. Nice, decent, simple fun.
Everybody speaks English though.
Yeah,
Like
sophisticated.
everybody.
And probably German stuff, because it's similar.
Yeah. And German. Everything is like Norwegian, English, and German here. Yeah. So that was it for our trip. Thank you for following along. I don't know how long this video is right now, but you know, thank you, and hopefully it will inspire you to plan your Norwegian road trip. If not in summer, then try September, so you can also see the Aurora